Hi, I'm Matt Patterson, Enterprise reporter with the Oklahoma, and we're back with another edition of Zoo Tales. I'm joined by Erica Buckwalter and Autumn Heigl from the Oklahoma City Zoo. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We were talking a little bit before we started. You have something coming up. The Earth is pretty important. We all live on it. So Earth Day's coming up. Party for the Planet. It's a zoo event. Talk about what's going to be happening.
Sure. We actually have 2 days of Earth Day festivities, and we're kicking that off on April 21st, this coming Saturday, with a really neat opportunity to meet a world-renowned researcher. So Dr. Greg Rasmussen is coming into town, and his expertise is over African painted dogs. And he will be at Midtown Mutts from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, talking about how he uses radio collars to track African painted dogs in Zimbabwe. And it's a pet-friendly event, you know, because it is a dog park, so you can bring your dog out there with you. And then after that, we're doing Paws for a Cause, which is at Fassler Hall from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Come out, get good drinks, get good beer, and 20% of the proceeds for that are going to go to the Painted Dog Research Trust.
And Greg will be at the Midtown Mutts event. He will be just kind of talking about what he does. And
exactly, engaging with the community, and he's going to be basically promoting his lecture that will be the following day. So on the 22nd, Sunday, that's when our Party for the Planet event is at the zoo. And that's a family-friendly event from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, it'll kick off with Greg's lecture in the education department at the zoo. And so it'll be an hour-long lecture talking about his research, what he's doing, how to help these dogs in the wild, and basically what we can do as well.
And I think sometimes when people hear the word lecture, they automatically go back to their college or high school days.
Right.
But it's an interesting, and he's an interesting guy,
It's very
right?
interesting, and let me tell you, I spent a couple weeks with him in Zimbabwe, and he is so engaging, and he really talks to you and makes you feel like you can be a part of this solution. And I think that's something that's really important for our community to feel. You know, you have the power to help me with this.
And probably some nice photos as well, I'm sure.
Of course, nice photos as well, yes. And later that day, we'll also still be doing other activities as well. We have some education booths with the Sierra Club, with Minnick talking about composting, and the zoo will be premiering their I Spy Safari scratch-off game. So kiddos can come out.
Summer,
They can do their scratch-off, and every kiddo who finishes the scratch-off ticket will get a prize.
And you brought some insects today, right? To talk about, kind of illustrate the Party for the Planet Earth Day event.
I did. So something that's really important to me is creating connections with animals. And one of the animals that I did bring, come here, my little friend, is a hissing cockroach. You hear it. Yeah. So cockroaches in general get a really bad rap because, you know, you see them at your house or you see them near garbage cans and everybody's like, ew, gross. But they actually have a really, really important role in the environment, and that's being a decomposer. So basically any kind of dead material, whether it be plant, animal, dead matter, they are going to eat that, poop it out, and turn it into dirt. And luckily, plants grow in dirt, and where we get our oxygen from is from plants. So these guys are responsible for helping us not only keep our earth clean, but helping us function as humans. We need that oxygen.
Now, would that apply to house cockroaches as well, or are they a little less desirable than these guys?
You know what? Every animal has their
place
in the ecosystem. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your house, but they are important.
And they do actually hiss. It's crazy.
They do, yeah. Are you feeling brave? You want to touch it? Yeah. So our education cockroaches that we have here are pretty used to being touched by people, so they don't typically hiss as much, but it actually is a really good adaptation for them. So when they are under the leaf litter in the jungle, you can imagine if an animal is walking by and they hear a tss kind of sound, it sounds like a snake. And they're probably not going to investigate, so these guys, you know, stay safe just by mimicking the sound of a snake.
So it's essentially a defense mechanism.
It is, absolutely.
Okay. Very interesting.
I know.
And those are not like endangered, these particular.
But Madagascar, the island they live on, that's the only place in the world they live. And of course, there's deforestation there and the expansion of human populations. So it could be something eventually that, you know, we need to look at. But there are other endangered species in Madagascar.
So Party for the Planet events really all weekend.
All weekend, right. So it's going to be 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock down Midtown. So starting off at Midtown Mutts and then going to Fassler Hall. And then on Saturday, it's 11 to 3 at the zoo.
On Saturday. Okay.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Very good. Autumn, you're probably not here to talk about cockroaches. So Talk about your event that's coming up, Wild Noise. It's just something you've kind of helped develop for the zoo.
Yes, so Wild Noise Concerts for Conservation is a new 21 and up concert series that the zoo's putting on, and it's all going to benefit our local and our global conservation partners, and we're featuring some really great live local singer-songwriters. So there'll be drinks, food, we're going to have a grill out, and tickets are just $30, and they include 2 free drinks and entrance into the concert that you select. And that's every Friday in May.
Every Friday in May. And from what time?
Gates will open at 5:30, and then it'll go till 8:30, but the music acts are going to play from 6:30 to 8.
Okay. And it's we were talking, it's a variety of
it is.
Sounds that people can hear.
Yes, and they're all from Oklahoma. We've got, on May 4th, Kyle Reed and the Low Swingin' Chariots, and they're a Norman-based band that plays kind of jazz swing music. On the 11th, we have John Calvin Abney, who has toured with John Moreland, another big Oklahoma musician. And then on May 18th, we have Bo Jennings and the Tigers, and on May 25th, Samantha Crane.
Okay. And this is a first for you guys?
It is, yeah. We've never done anything like this. It's going to be the debut of our brand new picnic grounds. So those have just recently opened up to the public. They'll be all landscaped and finished by the time the concerts happen.
They look really neat at
Yeah,
night.
I bet, yeah. What made you have the idea to do it? Is it just an idea to get music out? Or
yeah, to get music out, and also to connect with an audience that we don't typically connect with, like social influencers between in their 20s and 30s, and really just making an event specifically for them so that we can connect them with our mission to conserve wildlife.
Yeah, and I think that should be a pretty nice event for people, if they're, especially if they've got, on Friday night. It's a nice way to start the weekend. Well, Autumn and Erica, thanks for coming in, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.